So, as time has gone on, the Nikola Vucevic trade continues to look worse and worse for the Chicago Bulls. Not only do the Chicago Bulls look worse for wear going into this season, and it looks like they have a top 10 pick in a very, very talented draft that will go straight to the Orlando Magic, but Wendell already looked better than Vooch in their first year apart on two different teams. And now, what makes it even worse is that the man Franz Wagner over there in a position the Chicago Bulls need the most is completely lighting it up for the Orlando Magic right now. But before we get started, hi, I'm FLB. I make basketball content here on YouTube and making some pretty good traction. The Orlando Magic are seemingly one of the teams that I love talking about the most because they're just so fun to watch. So if you enjoy basketball content or Orlando Magic content, there'll be a couple more videos throughout the year. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 5K before the end of the year, and I'd love to have you here. On this season, Franz Wagner is averaging 19.5 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal on 50% shooting and 32% from 3. You know, that's a slight drop off from the year before, but the points are up, the assists are up, and the efficiency is up in all things that you want. And that shooting percentage is just a little bit tied to the beginning of the season because in the last 11 games so far, he has averaged about 22 points per game, 4.3 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal on 54% shooting, and 40% from 3 on 3.8 attempts per game, up from last year. And he is just showing how much of a complete player he is this season, along with very, very good defense. But this past offseason, I already made a video talking about Franz Wagner and how much of an underrated rookie season he did have, and how I expected to come in this year and have an even better season to build on top of that. And this year he's definitely proving that right, playing a majority of his minutes this season at the 2-guard spot because the Orlando Magic have now this makeshift giganto lineup that has a starting lineup that no player in it is below the height of 6'7", which is insane. But Franz Wagner has been the primary ball handler in those lineups, and he's been doing very well as a passer and as a scorer this season. But with even a higher usage rate from the year before, Franz Wagner has truly taken a leap into what I think is a fringe all-star level player and could be a building piece for this Orlando Magic squad. Now, with all that being said, we all know the hierarchy in Orlando with their younger players. We have Paolo at the top, but that 2 and 3 spot, you don't know whether you want to put Bol or Franz Wagner in either one of those spots. But Franz Wagner has been a steady diet of amazing offense, very, very solid defense, and overall just what seems like the future of this team's, I guess, guard play, because I think he will be sticking to that 2-guard spot as an off-ball player. Now with markelle fultz coming back and him probably being the lead point guard for this team, Franz will probably be playing a little bit more off-ball and probably focus a little bit more on scoring, and that may shoot his efficiency up a little bit more, as you know, that's less pressure is taken off of a second-year guy. But he was an underrated one last year, only averaging 2.9 assists per game, but you could see the flashes, being able to get to the rim, kick out the shooters whenever you saw them open. Has that Luka Doncic type of feel where he's not the most athletic player on the floor, but just getting to the paint, slicing through, and just being able to use deceleration moves, misdirection moves to get to the rim and get to his floaters and layups, or find space to pass out to open guys on the 3-point line is just uncanny to watch. But what makes Franz really special right now is just the mix of his entire game. He's already so complete as a second-year player, and he's only getting better in every single spot. As a scorer, he's 3-level. Can do it from the mid-range. He increased his amount of mid-range attempts this season, and he's also increased his percentage. He shoots better from there. He shoots better at the rim this season, and overall that 3-point shot is getting better and better as the season does go on. His defense is very, very good. I wouldn't say he's elite as of yet, but it's definitely getting close to there. He can move his feet pretty well, and he's strongly built, so he can bounce a lot of quick guards off their drives even when he is playing against them, so it's, you know, not too easy to get to the rim on him. And he has some nice size and nice length at the rim for other forwards, so it's not easy to just shoot over him. And then you add in the fact that he's also a 3-level scorer who's 6'9", 225 pounds, that can defend probably 2s to 4s really well and some guard some 1s, who's also very good playmaker for his size, is something teams salivate over at the wing position. And for the Magic to get this and to get Paolo Banchero here, it just looks like a mini build of what the Boston Celtics had right before with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. But even with a 5-16 record, the Orlando Magic is a team that I think definitely brought themselves out of the term mediocrity and gave themselves a shot to be one of the best teams in the NBA in the future. You have a slew of young players and talented young players on this team that can either be very movable for a superstar or that second all-star that you need on the team, or third all-star, depending on how good Franz gets in a couple of years. You have probably already somebody that your franchise guard in Markelle Fultz. You have somebody that's breaking out in Bobo that looks like a complete freak of nature. You already have a very good center in Wendell Carter Jr. The team just needs some experience, some vets, and overall just build up that bench a little bit, and this team can be one of the best in the NBA for years to come. Now they're gonna have some decisions to be made right now in this next draft coming up. They look like they're gonna have one of the top 3 picks in it, and whether they get Scoot Henderson or with Victor Wembanyama, if they're one of the teams that does get that, you got to make a decision between Wendell and Bol and Victor Wembanyama if you do get him, or you have to make a decision between Cole Anthony, Markelle Fultz, RJ Hampton, or Scoot Henderson if you probably do get him there either. Or if you do pick up somebody like Nick Smith, you have to pick between him, Jalen Suggs, Franz Wagner. It's a lot going on here, and I don't want them to get in the same spot that I think the Oklahoma City Thunder is in right now, where they just have a bunch of young talent and they're not really trying to build toward the future yet because they feel like they're still trying to build a young core. But I definitely think this is a team that you start to go all in on. You already see these guys producing to another level. Hopefully you see Markelle get a little bit healthier for a full season. If you do see that, then I think the Orlando Magic has the full blueprint on how to make this team a true contender and probably a playoff team within a year. But right now, they're one of the best young teams in the NBA, and Franz is a very big part of why they are so freaking good. And I fully expect to see his name in All-Star conversations next year. He does not end running for really any award this season, but he's just having a really good year, and I fully expect him to continue to grow and get better. That 3-point shot is going to get a little more consistent. He will finally be given a role as probably just a complete scorer and two-way player once Markelle or a guard that can, run the offense gets in this lineup. And I think that's just the one missing piece this team does have. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I'll be done talking about the Magic for a little bit. I already talked about Bol. I haven't talked about Paolo yet, but that'll probably be in our weekly wrap-up video that I will be making this Saturday coming. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you think Franz Wagner could be an all-star for this team and is a very franchise building block? With that being said, please check out this video on Bol that I made a couple days ago if you like any Orlando Magic content. That being said, that's my time, and I am out.